the two cooks in the kitchen, and I just want you to see this beautiful view that we have. We are going to make some Loco Moco tonight, which is a Hawaiian inexpensive meal that started a few years ago. So come with me to the kitchen and we'll check it out. So here we are in our condo, which really important thing for us is to have a kitchen that's super functional and has all the things that you need to prepare a meal, except we always bring our own knife. So for this dish, we're gonna make rice, a hamburger patty, gravy, and an egg. So I know it sounds weird, but I had this for the first time recently, like a week ago, and it's an amazing dish. So to do this, we have a little bit of prep to put together. So I'm gonna start by cutting up a little bit of onion that's gonna go in the gravy. We'll see when we get to the gravy. So I'm just gonna do a few little slices of onion right here. I think it's probably gonna be enough. We're only doing enough for two of us. So that's what we're gonna do. Get that thing off. This condo even has a garbage disposal, which is interesting to me. So anyhow, I'm just gonna cut up a little bit of onion, kind of loosely chopped. And this is just in prep for the gravy. There we go, that looks good to me. And you know, sometimes they make this gravy with nothing but a packet of gravy stuff. I don't know, that's not gonna be me, but for cheap and easy, it's totally gonna be the way to go. So we went up to the market yesterday. We did this 4-mile hike round trip to the KTA here in Kahlua Pork. I bought some like $5.85 a pound mushrooms. These cost almost as much as the beef did. I think I'm just going to do this much. I think that's going to be enough. And like I said, you don't have to put anything in your gravy, but you know, making your own thing is good. What do you think, Mr. Cook? Is that going to be enough? One more, huh?
Yeah, one more.
We'll save the rest for steak.
Don't want to skimp on the gravy.
I know. That's good. So we're just going to do like that much. And later on, we're going to be making some gravy. So stand by for that. Okay, so something I forgot to mention about Loco Moco. So this is a dish. I've done a bunch of research, and this is a dish that was first made, I guess, designed, whatever, over in Hilo, the other side of the island, a couple hours drive on the other side. In 1949, there's this sports club that went into this restaurant there and said, we just want something cheap and delicious and easy for you to make. So this couple that owned this restaurant came up with this dish. I think it's just a really great way to make an economical, easy dish for your family. I think I would have loved having this as a kid. Not every kid might like it, I don't know, but I think it'd be great. So one of the main things, of course, is your ground beef. In all the things that I looked at about this, you can use all sorts of things as your meat. You can use Spam, you could use Kahlua pig, whatever you want.
Of course, there's a Spam variation.
I know. And there's also like ground beef and Spam in the same time. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds good to me because, oh my God, I love Spam. It's a weird thing, but it's delicious. So you can do anything you want with your ground beef. You can add spices to this, but honestly, we brought a few spices with us. Curry's not gonna work. Kuma's not gonna work. We brought some other spice. None of them are gonna work. And our spices that are already here are so, they are so old. No. I thought about trying to use something like cayenne would be good, but the cayenne is brown, so no. So anyway, I'm just gonna make a couple of patties here that we're gonna be frying up. That looks kind of big, huh? But you know, they shrink. This is an 80%, what is it, fat or beef? Whatever the word is. Oh, and interesting enough, this was $6.99 a pound here on the Big Island, which I think is a pretty good price considering everything is super expensive. You want a jar of mayonnaise? Prepare to spend $11 for it. So I'm kind of happy about this. We might even have a little extra of this left over for something. I don't know what. So we're just going to do it this way today. We're just going to make 2 patties and season it with salt and pepper. Oh, that one looks like my size, right? Okay. Now, yep, there's fat on that. Oh, you get this. There's our space. We've been working on a puzzle. Okay, so now I am going to put salt and pepper on this. Whoops. Both sides. I can totally see adding a lot of other things, making this with bison or I don't know, some weird thing. Flipping these over. Okay. I know I'm not sanitary, but it's just us. I feel a lot better about this than when we were in Mexico. Salt and pepper, if you have onion, salt, garlic powder, the garlic powder over there, it's a solid rock. Okay.
They needed the granules.
Huh?
They needed the granules.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Okay, so there's our patties. We're gonna get ourselves together. I've got rice cooking over here because rice is the base of this whole dish. So we're just gonna take a break and then see how things are going. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little prep for the gravy. So I have here about a tablespoon of butter. We ended up buying some European Challenge butter, which is made in not Europe. I'm gonna put a little bit of olive oil in here. This is actually some olive oil we brought with us. Believe it or not, this is Mexican olive oil. We're going to get that going. So here's the deal too, like we're really used to our gas stove now. And using a different stove is super tricky, but we're making the best of it. So I'm going to put my mushrooms and onions in here. This, like I said, is for the gravy. And if I have too much, I'm just going to use it for breakfast stuff. I really am impressed at how many decent kitchen utensils we have here. We've had condos where there's one of these and it's all melted and gross. I started bringing my own stuff and we haven't had to get it out. So
Sometimes there's been like one steak knife.
yes, yeah. One time there were 4 of us and we had to get out all the butcher knives to cut our steak up. And that was a really nice house here on Hawaii too. So we're just gonna cook this up a little till these things are tender. I can turn it down a little now. Yeah, it's not level. So one of the disappointing things for me to make this, which I'm gonna do better at home, because I'm gonna do this at home, is lots of people, when we get to the meat part, cook the meat in a cast iron, super hot, get it just black. You can take it to the barbecue or your grill. Our grills here, there's nice grills, there's 4 of them, but you gotta go like a 5-minute walk down to that area and then get in line, because all the old gray-haired dudes are down there buying up their chicken wings.
And the shrimp.
And the shrimp. But you might get a great conversation from someone from, somewhere. The guy the other day, I think, was from Seattle or wasn't he?
Yep.
We meet people from all over the world on our travels. I'm gonna keep cooking these. There was something else about the Loco Moco. Oh, so the Loco Moco name, the kids that apparently went to that restaurant over in Hilo and asked for something cheap and easy. One of their guys was named George, something with a name, and they used to call him Crazy. So somehow they came up with the Loco, and apparently Moco rhymes with Loco, so you're gonna find Loco Moco on every menu for breakfast, especially when you're on the islands.
Even at McDonald's.
Even at McDonald's, that's right. That and Spam, which is a whole other story. This is looking really good.
It's a nice haircut.
You like that? I bought that here on the Big Island. I would have my hair down usually, but it's a little bit too hot. It's been about 80 degrees here today. It is February, look at my mustache is even sweating. It's like February 24th, I think, today. We're doing this. Okay, I'm kind of happy with that. Can you see that? That looks pretty good. Onions are translucent. Mushrooms are done. They're going to cook a little bit more when I make my gravy, and that'll be good. Okay, so I'm just going to off this onto a plate for now because I need to cook. Oh, I need to cook the meat. I'm going to keep everything hot. Okay, so my burner's still hot. My plate pan should still be hot. Uh-oh. I'd say the maid will get it, but we don't really have a maid while we're here for a month. I'm going to crank this up a little bit. Get ready to add my hamburger patties. Ready, okay. So I'm going to throw these hamburger patties on here. I'm not really happy with the size of my pan, but you know, when you are in these places, you just do your best. So, I'm going to add a little extra oil to this. Some olive oil. You can use whatever oil you like. I'd like to add butter, but I think it's going to burn. Some mantequilla. So the idea here is to try to get this as crispy and well done. You really don't want a not well done Loco Loco. So I will admit that first time I had this was, did I say this already? Last week. We had to stay at a hotel for one night. And for breakfast there, I decided to take the plunge and try this. And being a big fan of things with gravy and rice and meat, I really enjoyed it. So we're going to see how good Miss Chili can put this together. Okay, so I'm trying to really cook these really well done and nice and, oh yeah, nice and crispy on the other side. Oh yeah, look at that. That's great. Turn down this a little bit. Those are good. Okay, I think these are probably done for now. I'm going to turn that off because it's pretty hot. I like that they're nice. Look at that nice crispiness. Every person I watch to make sure I'm doing this authentically likes to make them nice and crunchy. So I'm going to set those aside for now. Now, on our greasy stove here, we're going to make a, now we need to make a roux. Let's see, I'll turn that off a little bit. Medium-ish. Alright, so here's the deal. We are using a gluten-free flour that we found a home, I would probably go with a cornstarch instead for this. But right here in these drippings, I'm gonna add like a tablespoon of flour. I'm gonna add 2. I want to make a good roux out of this. To get our gravy going. Cornstarch makes the gravy come out like more translucent. And like I said, you could use the prepackaged gravy. Apparently that's a thing.
Oh yeah.
This thing, the brown gravy package that you just add water to. I can see it.
That's how it's done in Hawaii.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I watched a gazillion videos so that I might do this well, and now on this gravy part, I'm kind of just winging it. But I definitely left the drippings in there. This isn't a cast iron; it would be so much better. I want to get this bubbling a little bit. See, it's not even levels. Just do your best. Do your best. Trying to get that hot. Okay. It's a nice brown gravy. Oh, I know. So, some people like to add Worcestershire, or what's this here sauce? There's also some stuff I use at home called like gravy brown or something. That would be good. Soy sauce is one. We brought some tamari with us, so I'm just going to add a little drip of that for a little flavor and some salt. You would want to do that if you use the packaged stuff. Oh yeah, this is working now. That made something happen. What I really need is a whisker. Okay. So I'm going to add some canned beef broth. At home we would totally use some homemade broth. Happy to find that this is gluten-free, which we have to do. I'm going to add a little of this. I'm going to kind of like play that by ear on how thick it gets, if I need to thin it or thicken it. Oh yeah, this could totally use some more. Because we need enough for 2. And I have a backup over here of some flour and water in case I get this too thin. So I'm going to let this go a little bit. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, it's turtly turning. It's turtly turning into a gravy. Oh, that looks great. Add a little bit more. And you could add salt and pepper if you wanted to. I'm a little worried about adding anything because the broth.
Well, you added the tamari.
I did, and this is a 50% less sodium broth that we bought. This looks good. Okay, so at this point, since this is doing really well, I'm going to add our mushrooms and onions to it. And you know, that's just totally optional. This will be good. I want to try this in so many other variations now.
Me too.
Yeah. I mean, I love gravy on everything. You could add sour cream to it to make it a creamier one. You could add Lanos, which we do. Okay. This is looking great. Look at that. We made a gravy.
I know you can do it.
Oh, you're so good. Okay, I'm just gonna let that simmer for a minute while we work on. Wow, it smells crazy. I don't like electric ovens. I mean, stoves. Okay, let's. Oh wait! Oh my God, there's still one more thing to do. The final thing that you have to have for this dish is 2 eggs. Now, it's almost always sunny side up. Don't think ill of me that I've never made a sunny side up egg before in my life. I can make a poached egg, and I can make an over easy egg. Now, one of the things we did bring from home is our own frying pan. So I'm going to, watch. I'm just gonna make 2 eggs in here, and I'm gonna try to do an over easy, a sunny side. But let's just see how that goes. Okay. For this we need some butter. And I looked at all kinds of videos about how people make eggs, and you can use oil, you can use butter. I always use a lot of butter. But oh, and there's something about adding a little water. What? Never heard of it. So check this out. They stamp these eggs. They're us eggs. You and me, it's us. Okay. I'm just gonna turn that off. Our rice is done. Our meat is done. I put it on some paper towels so it will drain. Those look really good though. I'm kind of happy with this. Okay, moving on to the eggs. I'm just gonna, I actually left these eggs out for a little while so they would not be ice cold. I don't know if it matters, but somebody I watched did that. And you know, I've cooked eggs for a lot of years, and it just, oh, this pan is just not level. Okay, just gotta be careful you don't poke your finger through the yolk when you put them up there. One person said don't salt them because it'll change the color of the yolk. What? Never heard of that. But I'm just gonna let them cook here. This is gonna make a lovely extra gravy. Oh, you know what I forgot? The green onion. I'm hurrying. Oh, those are gonna be done. Okay. Those look beautiful. I've got it turned off. I'm just gonna leave those.
Yep, perfect.
I'm gonna leave those and hurry and chop a little bit of green onion really quick. This is what you need for your garnish. Where's that at? Here it is. Speed chopper. Okay. Gotta have a perfect garnish. Okay. Here we go. Assemblage. You see okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So here we go. We're going to start with some rice. You could put this in a little like a mold.
Ice cream scooper.
That would work. Or the little what's the other thing called? The little Pyrex bowl. Okay, here we go. It's a little bit scoochy kind of rice. And also, you could use any kind of rice. You could use jasmine. You could use fried rice. I saw a lady that made this with fried rice, and I'm like, yeah, that's my jam. This got a little goopy. But that would be really good. You can make a version of this that's Mexican. There we go. Okay, here's the rice. Patties. A patty. And a patty. Beautiful. Okay. Now it's gravy. Stand by. Everything you need. going to use it all because we have plenty. That. Okay. Fried egg. Oh, man, I am so proud of myself.
Good job.
Look at that. Yeah. A little bit of this. Wow. Okay, so now meet us outside while we taste this.
Okay, look at this.
Did the egg run?
Yeah, the egg ran. Okay, that's Loco Moco. The rice, gravy, the meat. That's how it's supposed to be.
So,
Thanks for watching Two Cooks in the Kitchen. Subscribe to our channel and see where we are next time. And we'll see you next time.